Hey guys, and today I have been working my butt off to bring you something that a lot of people wanted, and I think you know where this is going. I think you do. Oh yeah, and it gets better. It gets better once I step inside. And zoop. I'm on this side. And what do we have over here? What do you think this is? Where do you think we are? We are in a place that is not looking like the Aether, but looks probably, I would argue it looks better than the Aether dimension. But yeah, your dreams have come true. We have a portal. Now, I know some of you might have seen my previous video on custom portals. Also, don't worry about the fact that there's no sound or way for me to know I'm teleporting. I'll add a little extra thing at the end that does sound effects, but it's not a big deal. So before I made a video on a Aether dimension kind of portal, just kind of showing off that in 1.16 we have custom dimensions. I was kind of excited for that. Now, this is kind of a follow-up video on how to make your own. So that's why this is going to be kind of a long tutorial, because I'll go through step by step. I created a data pack that is incredibly dense in how it works, and adding onto it is actually a long process, but it's pretty, I made it really easy to add on to. So we have an extra dimension here that we can work with that I just closed. Let me go back to my downloads and open it up again. Okay, so then I can also show you one other thing, a few other facts about this and how cool this is and how it works. If I give myself mossy cobblestone, I'll show you a different portal input type. I think this portal is actually cooler. Now, one of the downsides to this is that it can only be this size. You can't make them bigger. And that's just because it would have been a lot less efficient and had a lot more issues if I tried to make it any size. I think this portal looks cooler. So we'll hop on inside. And it takes about 5 seconds to teleport you. That's just because I wanted to make it a similar amount of time. So this is a different dimension, clearly. So there's a couple rules here that I had to add. So first of all, you cannot make a portal to the Aether dimension inside, well, I'll call it the glowstone dimension from now on, but you cannot make a portal in the glowstone dimension for while you're inside another dimension. You can only do it in the overworld. Otherwise, nothing happens. Also, yeah, it just doesn't work. It wants to work, but it just doesn't work. And that's because if I did allow that, you would have some continuity errors. Because stepping in a glowstone portal while in the glowstone dimension takes you to the overworld. But stepping in a glowstone portal while in this dimension takes you to the glowstone dimension, which will create a portal in the glowstone dimension, which when you go into it, is it supposed to go to the overworld or go back to here? So yeah, that would have caused some issues. And the core game doesn't let you do that with nether portals and end portals anyways. You cannot build a nether portal in the end. So the rules are, portals only go between the overworld and their subdimension, and you're not allowed to make them in other dimensions. So yeah, so we have portals. They can turn different directions. They give you a little platform to build off of. Additionally, if I go ahead and break this portal, then I build it up here. You'll notice something else that I did here, which is very similar to how regular portals work, but maybe a little bit less careful in how it checks, but you can see that it did not make another portal because it's in the same Y level. So as long as you build a portal in the same Y level, it will link it to a portal in the same Y level in the other world. So I guess you can use that to get outside of, on top of some world if the custom dimension has it. Anyways, so we're going to go over how to add a new dimension using the pack, and I'll probably try to be as brief as possible. So I'm going to go into my saves, and I'm going to go into default world. This is where I'm going to start messing with this pack. This dimension we add here will not be included. I do want to add that those two dimensions I showed you were by Vsaucy. He made the custom dimensions that are in this pack as kind of a demo. But this third dimension from him is one that will just be here in the video. So the first thing you want to do when you're going to add a new dimension, there's a lot of stuff to do. So this is just kind of a dimensions folder. You actually don't touch it. So you care about the functions, the predicates, and the tags. Ignore the other folders. Those are part of the demo. You can delete them if you don't want the default dimensions. So we're going to go to tags first because that's easy. And we're going to add a tag. Let's do a new activator. So we're going to use red sandstone as the frame. And let's do a new activator. Just We'll use lava bucket. All right, so the activator blocks, the portal frame will be red sandstone, typed just like that. Okay, now the activator is going to be lava. Easy. Activators are a little bit tricky, and I'll get into where you can like really detail this pack and change it if you want in certain ways. But activator basically needs to be some item that when you right click it, it places a block somewhere. And the activator is the block that it places. So for example, flint and steel, when you place it, puts fire. So that's an activator. But water bucket, when you place it, puts water. That's an activator. And we're going to need that to figure out where you placed the block because it searches for it later. But you don't care about that. Just know that activator is the block that it turns into after you right click it. So then we have all these. You're just going to want to copy this from mossy or glowstone and add your own. So we'll call this sand dimension, and you can just have like change the first words. So we're going to change the first words to sand, and we're going to just keep that _x, and again sand portal _z. Okay, so now we have 3 of our own, and these are very big. Do not worry. Do Control H, replace mossy cobblestone with red sandstone. That's all you have to do. So I'm going to do Control H, and then additionally, go ahead. This dimension is going to be whatever dimension you add, and I will be adding the dimension from this data pack. So we'll have to figure out what the dimension is after we put the pack in. So let's go ahead and throw the pack in, escape, reload the world. That's what you have to do with dimensions because they don't load. So then we do execute in, and now we can see there is Minecraft : Badlands. So this is kind of the dimension that he added, and that's what he decided to name it. So we'll put that there. All right, so now we're good. We have the predicates and we have the tags set up. Now we'll go to the commands, which this is a lengthy process. So we'll start with score create, and we're going to make one called dimp _lava, and we'll go this lava bucket. So basically this gives you a score whenever you place a lava bucket. Most of you guys are going to know this if you're in this video. So then we're going to do dimp _lava, and dimp is data dimension portals. So then we have a setup type. Oh, sorry, other score combine, and we're going to add a dimp lava here too. And most of the process is going to be copy previous set of things, change the words. All right, so we set up the scores. Now let's just go from top to bottom. So here's the activator. So we copy the line above, dimp lava, and you give, this is basically how you say like this thing is activated by this score and this block. So if you have this score and you see the block is lava, then, and you see the block is red sandstone, then this is a correct portal. So it kind of matches the two together. All right, so then build portal, that comes later. So I guess I'll jump down to portal shape, X and Z. And I just split these up for command to reduce commands. So you just go red sandstone and if predicate, and then you just have sand here. So just change them to your own magic words, right? And I'm just going to copy it from here and replace the X with a Z. Whenever you see something with _X and Z, it's really just changing some stuff about the directions. So here's for checking if it's a Z facing portal. Here's if it's an X facing portal. Okay. Then we go setup type. So this is what happens when it makes the portal. So we're going to go ahead and go copy all those lines and go red sandstone. All right. And give this the word sand. So anywhere later, we might have to look for a tag called sand because we made it here. Okay, so then we're also going to change the custom model data. So I'll show you how to change the portal face. So next we should go to the integrity list because that's easy. This basically is how it checks if the portal should be destroyed or not. So now we reference sand, just how this one references mossy. And we, again, put the sand for the dimension. And I can copy this here. And let me zoom in a little bit. I wish I did that sooner. Hopefully I will be zoomed in the editor. But I'll just take the time right here to zoom in here so I don't have to zoom in and out of the editor a bunch of times. Okay, so now we've figured out how the thing decides whether or not to break it. So now we should have the last set, which is we have build portal. So this is when it builds a portal when you go to the next dimension. Looks complicated. Literally just, again, copy the lines, change the word, and change the block. And this should be mossy cobblestone. I'll have that fixed in mine, in the version I send you. So again, you copy this, change the word, and these have different fill coordinates, so don't get them mixed up. So this will build us our frame when we enter the portal, or if we come back and there's not a portal there in the overworld, it'll just build it for us. Okay, so then we have dimension list. So this is the list. This lets you TP between dimensions. Very important that you have all of these ones set up. This one is, instead of mossy cobblestone, I think it's just sand. Let me see. Glowstone dimension, sand dimension. I'll fix the spelling errors here I have, but it's not a huge deal. Oh, sorry. This isn't a predicate. This is a portal. So we need the correct name here. So we have Minecraft : Badlands. My bad. So you actually need the dimension here. I was getting confused with predicate. It's very late. I've worked like 5 hours straight on this thing. Maybe 6 or 7. Okay, then finally we need dimension override. So this is how we prevent dimension A from having a portal to dimension B. But really I made it intrinsically prevent that. So if you don't put this, then it won't be able to build a portal in the other dimension. So this is, without this one, you won't be able to build one. So now the predicate, it's sand _ dimension. And we're good. That set up everything you need. So now the only other thing you would need is the resource pack change, but we'll do that after checking everything. So I reload it, I get the message, cool. So let's go ahead and build a portal here. There you go. So now we have this. Now the other thing we don't have is particles, and that's, I wanted to build the portal first so you guys could see what the particles might look like. I think falling lava is a particle, so we'll use that. And let's go with sand. Cool. And all this is this will constantly play while at the portal. So whatever particles you decide to associate with this, you could do multiple particles, you could do no particles. All your choice. I would say probably don't do the particles, so just comment all them out or not put anything. Don't do the particles if you're gonna have the resource pack, because you're probably fine and they might look weird. But yeah, that's what it looks like when you decide to put the particles. But you can always change where the particles spawn. Actually, I think I want to copy the falling water code, which is just like a horizontal line. I think that one's better. Yeah, that's better. It's more like the water. All right, cool. So we're gonna hop in the portal, and then I'll show you how to change the portal face, which disappears when you're too close to it, but that's okay. Okay, so we made it to the new world. It gave us a little platform, and we have, this is a different dimension, you can tell. I mean, this is not a normal overworld stuff. So let's go ahead and hop back in the portal. And you can build a red sandstone portal with the lava inside the dimension to go back to the overworld if you need to. You just can't build the other portals. Yeah, I'm glad that that worked smoothly. It's pretty easy to add as long as you follow the steps that I did entirely. Now I'm going to show you how to add the different portal face. So I'm going to go to Dimension Portals, Assets, Minecraft, Models, Item, and then we have one of these. You can copy them. Let's call it Sand Portal. And let's just call this Sand Portal. Easy, just like that. And then we go into the flint and steel, which is what we're using to show this. And we go here and we go Sand Portal. All right, so then we go ahead and go to textures, custom, and here's where our other portal stuff is. I wanted to take the sea lantern just because, and call this sand portal. You can make your own textures or make them not animated. It might look weird though, they might get stretched, so you can do it however you want. The actual tile size here for this face is 32 by 48, so that's kind of the aspect ratio, but you can put anything within the aspect ratio. So if I do F3T, it'll look a little different, but it is darkened, but it looks different here. It's just hard to see because of the, let me turn, where is it? Particles minimal, so you don't see them. You can see it looks different from the others. That is your sea lantern, but it is dark. And the reason it's dark is because you have a block here with an item frame in it, and this can be fixed, and I want to fix it with a glow item frame. So when 1.17 comes out, leave a comment on this video saying 1.17 is out. Actually, no, I'll just make another version of this for 1.17 that has a glow item frame, and I'll post it in the description as well. Because I have to change a bunch of places in the code that say type equals item frame to type equals glow item frame. Or maybe I'll make it work for both with like a hashtag. I don't know, but it doesn't glow, so that kind of sucks. But if you're in 1.17, that fixes all your problems. All right, that's everything I wanted to say, guys. Hopefully this helps you if you learned how to make a dimension somehow, and you want to have a portal to that dimension. This will solve that problem for you very easily. Given, well, it'll take you like 15-20 minutes to add the code properly and make sure everything works, but it'll solve your problem pretty well here. If you guys thought that was useful, please leave a like. I've spent a lot of time on this data pack, but if you want to see more, let me know in the comments what you want to see. And other than that, I'll see you later. Thanks, guys.